Welcome back to Cactus where plays Yooka-Laylee in the Impossible Lair. My name is Kevandre.
My name is Bobby.
Last time we did some difficult levels, but I didn't die that much, so I guess I'm finally getting slightly good, but I'm going to say that. And I'm going to die a lot this episode, probably.
Yeah, he's not going to get past the first stage. He's just going to die, and it's going to be great. It's a pumping plant. I've had just about enough of pumping in 2019.
Yeah, but hopefully we never have to hear about it again.
That's true. One of our co-workers had Babo, so we got to hear about pumping like 3 times a day, every day.
Yeah, she talked about it a lot, and I'm like, oh god, please, I don't care.
Yeah, she was a very proud mom.
And that's great.
Yeah. But also, there's tact. There's subtlety.
I don't want to hear about you pumping, man. I really, really don't.
Right. But, you know, good for her. She had Babo or whatever. I mean, I don't support children, but whatevs.
Yeah, and sorry if you hear the coughing outside.
Yeah, those are our diagonal neighbors. Being, you know, loud and rude.
Yeah.
Because they do that every other hour.
Ooh, I got very lucky.
Going on in the midnight. They just don't care. Anyways, the theme for last episode was 2019. We got a little bit of a way into it, going through the entertainment section on the CNN article. But now, we're going to talk about Star Wars Episode 9, Rise of Skywalker.
Okay. Because
for my birthday, we went and saw it. And I had many problems.
So, leading into the movie, Twitter reactions had basically told me, oh hey, this movie makes Episode 8 really good by comparison.
Yeah, we got a whole bunch of conflicting stuff, but a lot of people who hated it said, you know, Episode 8 was totally better.
That's not true.
Not
in
even
any way, shape, or form.
I hated this movie, and it's still way better than Episode 8.
I'll be real with you, I kind of like it. Like, the more I think about it, it's clearly got a lot of issues. But I like that it feels a lot more like Episode 7 did. Episode 8 failed in a lot of ways because I did not like the direction that they decided to take the characters specifically and keeping them separate, which I think was a very bad call. They did not do that in Episode 9. I mean, most of the characters didn't really matter all that much in Episode 9, which kind of defeats a little bit of the purpose.
You could have taken Finn out, nothing would have changed.
But
he was absolutely worthless as a
he
character.
still was less worthless than he was in 8.
I suppose that's true. For some reason, Finn is more Force-sensitive than the other movies have led on to believe. But okay, sure, some of that develops and he's getting more comfortable with it and all that stuff. Why not? Rey is apparently the most powerful Jedi ever. Just straight up, period. Like, full-on levitating actively with all these rocks, lifting a whole bunch of big-ass ships, doing a whole bunch of really cool stuff, and healing that came out of kind of nowhere, but I'm assuming it's in the books.
Yeah, Garrison says that a lot of the Force stuff in this movie is in the books, which is great, but it's never even, you know, kind of alluded to in the movies. Right. Which I understand.
It's almost like Disney went out of the way to say, hey, when we're making these new ones, we're going to be completely disregarding all the extended universe in the books. And then they said, oh, no, wait, never mind. We're just going to use that as an excuse to reprint the books and say, this is what's canon.
What the fuck? You fucking what?
That's how bad you are. You die against a wall.
I died to literally nothing.
You died against a wall.
I guess I must have clipped through the wall into the goo?
Maybe. Probably.
Well, that's some horse cock.
Stop doing that. Stop clipping.
Oh, okay. I haven't clipped in like almost 4 years.
Clipping is bad, okay?
Yeah, man, I don't believe in haircuts.
That's true.
Okay, look, okay, so you're not supposed to go under there. It's just a jape.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's not a real thing.
Strange.
But I can see why you would. And then have clipping issues. Interesting. Let's see, what else happened in Episode 9?
Okay, so spoilers abound in general.
Yeah, obviously spoiler warning.
So the only cool thing that Episode 8 did was imply that anybody could be a Jedi again, you know, kind of disregarding the midichlorians thing that nobody liked.
Right, and how everybody in, like, episodes 4, 5, and 6, if you were Jedi, you had, like, some kind of heritage and all that stuff. Or, it was always implied that, you know, your birth is what made you special. It wasn't just the Force is around you, and some people just happen to be a bit more sensitive to it. And I really liked that in 8, that, you know, janitor kid could just, yeah, he's a Force user.
Yeah, and that Rey's parents were nobody important.
Right.
And that was the good part of 8.
It was kind of a big deal and important to her character.
And then Ben Solo lives up to his fucking namesake.
Right.
He was just like, your parents were nobodies because they chose to be.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh, that's some fucking certain point of view shit from Ben Kenobi.
Yeah, it was awful because Rey turns out is Palpatine's granddaughter.
Which, honestly, I had thought, before going into Episode 8, I thought that made sense. Or that her and Kylo were siblings. It was one of those two. It was my thought.
Yeah.
But then it was just like, oh yeah, she's a nobody. And I'm like, oh, okay. I mean, that's fine. But,
I think that would have worked out a lot.
That clearly wasn't the intention in 7, though.
No.
Like, so, at the same time, I don't blame JJ for kind of going back on it. Because, like, he's just like, look, man. And, yeah, clearly Disney didn't have any kind of roadmap for this. They just told Rian Johnson, hey, just, kind of tread water for a while.
Yeah, make a movie. Just don't make anything that we have to hold super fast to. Just
yeah, I guess you can kill off Luke if you want to.
Yeah. JJ already wrote that down. You can do that. And that's kind of what I get the feeling is.
Yeah. So, and since we've forgiven Rian Johnson, since then, I'm not really sure that he's really to blame for Episode 8's badness. Honestly, I don't know that it's his fault.
I'm sure he didn't help matters. I haven't forgiven him. I'm just willing to accept it as is and still watch his other stuff because Knives Out was really,
incredible.
really good. Let's see. Palpatine does come back. You probably get that.
He's GLaDOS.
Yeah, he comes back out of nowhere, almost impossibly, for absolutely terrible reasons.
Yeah, you go to his Impossible Lair.
Right. He lives on the Sith planet, which I've forgotten the name of.
Mexico.
Yeah. So the Sith are all in Mexico. Everybody knows that.
I think it was Exegol.
Something like that.
And then when Poe Dameron shows up in his ship, he's like, "Welcome to Exegol," and I'm like, "Welcome to Mexico."
Yeah. So on Exegol, a planet that you have to have like a special little bitty Sith thing, cube, plot device to get to.
It's a pyramid.
Right, a MacGuffin. So you need that to be able to get to it. Just like, period, nobody else knows where it is. But by the time our heroes get this, which there are only 2 of, and one of which gets destroyed, at Exegol, there's apparently enough resources to clone everything that you want, and also build all the destroyers that you need, each one with its own planet-killing capabilities.
Yeah, I'm like, how did you make that, bro?
Right, there's absolutely not that enough resources. It's fucking ridiculous. And then, they built those things, these massive Star Destroyers, with all those capabilities, in such a way that they can't take off manually. They have to be, like, getting things from a radio station that apparently there's only one of, they don't really have a backup, or one command ship that's more destroyer commandery than the other ones for some fucking reason. There's no electricity going to there, so of course
I know.
Okay. So it makes no fucking sense.
Oh, shit.
Why would you ever build a ship like that? No. So they're able to pretty much defeat those by, just blocking the signal. And that's it. That's how they defeat the Sith. It's fucking dumb. Let's see. Leia dies.
Which I don't know if that was the original intention, but I can respect it.
Yeah, given everything that's happened, and you can see that some of that footage
Oh,
used before.
I see what's happening here.
It makes sense. Nice. I kind of like this puzzle. You doing good?
Bam. Look how smart I am.
Yes. And then you put it up on that one. Or that way too, whichever works. Not quite yet. But yeah,
God damn it. Grab it.
the whole
motherfucker.
Palpatine Sith Lord, Sith planet thing made absolutely no sense.
Yeah, it's very silly.
General Hux is a traitor for almost no reason.
I kind of dug it. I kind of saw it coming.
See, what I think I would have liked more would be Kylo Ren tries to take over, and then Hux starts a revolution to be like, you know what? Your master's gone. You're not even all that well trained, and you're kind of just an emo bitch. We don't need your Sith shit anymore. At all. Get out. And he just does like a hostile takeover and manages to get Kylo Ren out. Kylo Ren. Yeah. I would have liked that a lot more. That's just my opinion, though. I think it would have been a lot better that way.
Yeah, I mean, I was totally fine with Hux being the traitor. I actually saw it coming like a mile away.
Yes.
And I was cool with that. Because, like, I think that he's got one of the coolest fucking bad guy speeches in episode 7.
That was pretty good.
Like, it's straight up, hey, you know, we're not the Nazis, but we're the Nazis.
Yeah.
And they did a great job with his yelling speech. And, you know, Bill Weasley did a great job. And then he was a fucking joke in 8. Like,
Yeah.
at every fucking opportunity, he was just the punchline.
Yeah, he got clowned on.
So he turned on the New Order, and I'm like, good for him. The New Order?
Whichever one.
Whatever it was called?
First Order, New Order, whatever. Oh yeah, the when Palpatine comes back, it's the Final Order.
The Final Order is the new one.
Yeah, he has a new force called.
Turns
the
out
Final
he's
Order.
been behind everything, though.
Yeah, so Snoke was just like a little puppet.
A little
person.
clone fella that he created.
Right, so, we didn't provide you background for Snoke because there was no background. Don't worry about it. No. Somebody had to reach really far into the bullshit pile for that one.
I would have preferred that he had turned out to be Darth Plagueis otherwise.
Yeah, they could have had a lot of interesting plot points with that. That would have
The sequel theories after 7 were so much better than the sequels after 7.
Yeah.
Which should never be the case.
No, that's generally not a good way to go about making movies.
Then again, you know, I've encountered many things where the theory has turned out to be better than the real thing.
Yeah.
So, you know.
Let's see. At one point, Kylo Ren just sort of switches sides for almost
Seemingly no reason.
Yeah.
I mean, he was kind of halfway there already in 8. And then, like, they just kind of completed that circle. They wanted him to be Zuko so bad.
They just didn't do it well.
They didn't do it well, but I think that if they had planned it from the very beginning and had, you know, a consistent directing staff and overall plan, they could have done a great job with it.
Yeah, it could have been a very good redemption arc. And I think, going back to my General Hux thing, if he had been overthrown, that could have led into that a bit better. You know, it could have shown, hey, all the stuff that I believed in isn't really accepting of me. It's been rejecting me this entire time. Why the hell am I sticking with this? Which is a lot of what Zuko had.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, it's not exactly like Zuko, right?
right, you gotta change it up a little bit. Otherwise, you know...
Because, like, his parents weren't, like, the shitlords.
Yeah, you can make it work. It'd be great. It would have been better. They should have just stuck with that. When in doubt, just copy Avatar
Just
The Last
rip off
Airbender.
Avatar every time.
Yeah.
Unless you're planning some sort of great divide.
Yeah. Or your M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah. To be fair, I've learned some interesting things about the M. Night Shyamalan thing recently.
Is it that it's more awful than you originally thought? It's really bad.
Well, I'm not saying that it's good in any way. I'm just saying that it may not all be his fault. I guess he originally wanted to have
He wrote, directed, and produced it.
the actors to be the correct skin colors and everything, but then they told him no. The studio said no, so they just like hired a bunch of just terrible white people to be all of these, Eskimos and whatever. And then they just changed the Fire Nation to Indian for some reason. It's weird, but yeah, I had learned that the other day. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. He had at least wanted to do this semi-correctly. It still would have been bad.
Yeah,
But-
there were other problems with the casting decision other than the skin color.
But I could see why people would make a shit fit about it.
Oh yeah. But if the movie is
Cock.
good, you get over it.
Yeah.
That's part of the reason why a lot of people, I think, latched onto the Ghost in the Shell controversy. Because it wasn't a good movie.
Yeah.
Because I know just about everybody that I talked to in Japan was just like, oh yeah, America's making a version of that, and they're casting an American actress who's going to put people in seats. It's almost like that's the smart thing to do, and we don't give a shit.
Yeah, I agree.
If you tried to pull that over here, we'd have a problem. And this is... Y'all are in America. Who gives a shit? And...
Oh, my leg!
Why'd you even go for it?
Because I needed the coin,
You knew you were gonna die.
the kern.
Gotta get that coin.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is a good song.
You get the Force Dyad thing, which I'm sure is explained in the books.
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
Yeah, that seems vaguely familiar. I'm fairly certain some of my friends who are a lot more into Star Wars than I am have mentioned something similar before. So I'm sure there's a basis for that one. They just really did not explain it or set it up well in the movie at all.
I heard that the episode 9 had actually made Darth Revan canon, which is exciting. But
I don't know.
I didn't play KOTOR.
Could be.
I just know that it was, hey, this is a sci-fi game that we liked making, but we want more freedom of control, so we're just going to make Mass Effect instead. So thank God.
Yeah. Thank God for Mass Effect. That's really what the entire rant about how bad Episode 9 is about. It's thank God for Avatar and Mass Effect.
Yeah, Mass Effect is the best sci-fi series ever. Confirmed.
For games?
For everything.
No,
Oh.
it is not. Just saying.
It is, though.
But it is not.
Can confirm, having seen many sci-fi things.
Have you watched The Expanse at all?
No one has. I don't even know what that is. You keep talking about it forever, like anybody's ever heard of it, but
A lot of people have heard of it.
I don't think so.
That's why Amazon, bought it to produce a 3rd, 4th, and 5th season, because it does that well.
I don't think people have Amazon. Only I do. And that was accidental.
Oh yeah?
Yes.
People have Amazon, my dude.
How do I get over there? There's no way I can make that jump, right?
I don't know if more people have Amazon than Netflix.
Oh, I made it.
That'd be a big statement. But I'm willing to bet it's close.
I don't think more people have Amazon Prime than Netflix. Amazon Prime Video specifically than Netflix. I don't think so at all. I don't even think that's probably close.
I mean, my Amazon Prime and Amazon Prime Video are all rolled into one for the same price.
Mine was not.
Well, what's wrong with you?
I don't know. Your mother.
Oh. My mother's what's wrong with you?
Yeah. That pussy game too strong. Speaking of pussy game, Lando still got it.
Yeah, with his daughter.
Like, maybe.
You have to buy the visual dictionary. Which says, oh yeah, Lando had a daughter that was also taken by these people. And then at that point, you have to buy another book to confirm, yeah, it's his daughter.
Interesting. I thought that he was just, like, gonna get it in.
Yeah, I've gotten that, like, from fourth-hand information. So if that's not quite correct, I'm sorry. But that is my understanding. Is that, yes, that's actually his daughter. He was not going to get it in.
Well, that's boring, then.
Or he does, and Star Wars takes a very interesting twist. And I Star Wars Kentucky Edition?
Yeah. I mean, that's just how Star Wars is.
That's just how Kentucky do.
How to get to that door.
Learn to jump. Learn to climb. I feel like most problems in video games could be solved with a small stepladder.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate. Let's see, what else happens in episode 9? Oh, at one point, Palpatine shoots super lightning at Rey. Because he does. And then she only has one lightsaber. And she's kind of blocking it, but still kind of getting hit. It's wearing her out. But then, for reasons, she has a second lightsaber.
Well, she summons the second one from Kylo, who fell off a cliff.
Right. So, she gets that lightsaber. And then she crosses the streams of the lightsabers, and that's suddenly enough to repel all the lightning. Like it's nothing. But then she also dies.
Yeah.
Which is super weird, considering that, Luke Skywalker got hit with that same electric powers a lot more, and he was fine.
To be fair, it was quite a bit larger this time around, because he got amped the fuck up. Because, Palpatine stole the other avatars out of Rey.
Right, he noticed that they were a Force dyad, so he's like, oh, hey, I can regenerate myself by stealing your juices, which you can't stop for some reason, yes. So juice steal. Yeah, he dementored them with their Jedi powers.
Yeah, and they have all of the Jedis inside of them, and he has all of the Sith inside of them, because it's, again, Avatar.
Yeah, it's not great.
So, that's fine.
They did not have the setup for that at all to support that like Avatar does. It was so bad. A lot of the movie felt extremely rushed for no reason.
Yeah, exit the warrior, today's Tom Sawyer.
Yeah, they could have narrowed it down and focused a whole lot, but I think they focused on too many little plot strings that they had left open because they had to keep changing back and forth directors, and JJ felt the pressure to be like, I gotta answer all this. But there's no way he was going to answer all that. There's a whole bunch of stuff he didn't even answer. Where did Luke Skywalker end up with that one little bitty orange ant girl? The old lady. Can't remember her name.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Sure. They don't answer that at all.
The whole movie, Finn wants to tell Rey something.
And then he doesn't.
And then he never tells her. And if it is, oh hey, I'm actually Force sensitive, how boring, because we already knew that.
Yeah, it's not like a subtle thing, like he wants to tell it and it's like a quick throwaway joke, like, oh, maybe there's a romance. No. They bring it up multiple times throughout the movie. In a decent amount spacing that it's like, yeah, you're supposed to be reminded of this. This is supposed to be a thing. Never deliver on it.
Yeah, nothing ever happened with it.
It's super weird.
Very strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a perfect movie by any means.
So much of this movie just felt back-asswards.
I still kind of liked it, but yeah, it's certainly not perfect.
I didn't like it. At one point, the scene that you saw in the trailers where Rey is in the desert and all that stuff, and the little, TIE fighters chasing after her, and she does the whole jump thing and all that. In that desert, right after that scene, Chewbacca has been caught. And he's getting loaded onto a order ship and all that stuff. And Finn and all the crew, they're trying to escape. But Finn knows it's Chewbacca being caught. And he runs out to Rey and he's trying to get her like, hey, we gotta go. And Chewbacca's on that ship. Shit's going down. But Rey's busy doing like a force battle thing with Kylo. And eventually they latch onto the ship that Chewie's in. Because it's the only ship in the area. Like, that's it. It's a desert. There's not a whole lot of places to hide. So they're doing that, and then Rey accidentally does lightning fingers, where she gets, too intense, and blows up the damn ship. She freaks the fuck out. Rightfully so. I thought that would have been an interesting thing. Shitty way to kill off Chewbacca. Maybe they search the wreckage later and he's just severely wounded and out of the game or something like that. But whatever. We can make it happen. No, turns out there was just another ship
He was just on a different ship.
that Finn totally didn't see, and there was nowhere in the desert for it to be whatsoever. And it's not like he had to run 50 miles across the desert to get Rey. It was on the other side of a desert hill, little sand dune rocky thing. He didn't lose sight of the ship. It wasn't a thing. But they just wanted to have, like, fake drama for no reason.
Yeah, it was a bad call.
Yeah, lots of problems with that one.
I feel like there's something down here, but I'm not... I guess there's a road right there.
When Leia died, you get kind of like a touching moment with her. Then you get a Chewbacca sad, and then, okay, moving on.
I guess that's not really a road. Oh, hey, I can go in here.
Yeah. Luke shows up as Ghost Skywalker, and he's kind of sassy in an odd way. I don't know where sassy Luke came from. I don't like it.
He's a little more interesting than, you know, regular Luke.
I would have preferred him to be more, you know, actually wise and helpful, not just kind of a snarky dick.
Well, he learned from Yoda. And Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, to be fair, those guys are that.
That's true. But that doesn't mean that's the way he should have been. Could have been better.
I don't think it'd be like it is, but it do.
Yeah. That's absolutely true. Is there just a thing? Oh, it just mimics the path.
Yeah, I see.
Well, that's kind of weird.
Yeah, I think I've been here before. I'm not really sure where else to go now.
So overall, for episode 9, I think I'd give it like a 4 out of 10.
Knowing Bobby, that's actually pretty good.
I'm leaning closer to 3. But there are a few things that I did like about it. We're not even mentioning the biggest stuff. I forgot about that goddamn dagger.
Yeah, the dagger's really fucking stupid.
Alright, so the reason why they're in the desert in the first place is they're trying to hunt down somebody that Luke was looking for to find a dagger. And the dagger is supposed to tell them where the little Sith pyramid thing is, so that way they can go to the planet Exegol. Okay. So, Rey and team are in the desert. They get sucked down into like a little sand pit and all that stuff. And oh no, there's a monster road. It's damaged, so Rey force heals it for reasons. Let's assume that she's also a vet and knows how to do that with the Force, a power we have never seen before. So she does that. Everything's fine. Monster goes away, and they're like, "Oh hey, also we got this knife, and look, it's a really weird fucking looking knife." They end up on the planet moon thing, because I remember I read a thing about how the Death Star didn't crash on Endor proper, because that would have killed all the Ewoks. It crashed on like one of their sister planet moon things. That's the water-based planet that they're on. They had a name for it. Whatever. They go to the planet where the Death Star crashed. And then the knife matches up with the way the Death Star is shaped. And then that way they can point at it and go, oh, that's where the pyramid thing is in the Death Star crash. Because it matches up with the shape of this weird-looking knife. Because we're standing in just that right spot without searching for it whatsoever. And it's like, okay, that's where we need to go. Makes no fucking sense. Super dumb.
It is pretty fucking stupid.
I felt everyone in the audience cringe at that point because it was so bad.
And when Rey and Kylo kissed, somebody specifically went, no!
Yeah, a girl in the couple rows in front of us and way to the left. They kissed after, like, you know, Rey died and Kylo Ren crawled up and he's like, oh, I'm gonna force heal you because you force healed me earlier, so now I suddenly have this power too. You know, like, bullshit happens. And then he heals her and it's like, oh, a touching moment. And then they kiss. And a girl was just like, no! While, like, 3 other people cheered. Which was... Then we all laughed at the girl who said no. Because it was perfect timing. And we all agreed with her, except for those 3 people who were clapping. They were wrong. But then Kylo Ren, apparently when he heals people, it kills him. Because he just went, and now I'm dead. Blah.
To be fair, he was healed back from death. and he probably just gave all of what she gave back to him.
No.
No.
Because there's a significant time gap in between that.
Oh yeah, they kissed, and then it's just like, "Brr." Yeah, I don't really understand it either.
Yeah, it was completely out of nowhere. Made no fucking sense.
And then he vanished, so she couldn't just keep going back and forth.
Yeah, for some reason, Kylo Ren became one with the Force and disappeared. So, it was a bad movie. It was not good, but still better than 8.
It's better than 8. It's better than all of the prequels.
Yeah, better than episode 1, 2, and 3.
I said all of the prequels. Now, which includes Solo and Rogue One. So
it is not better than Rogue One.
That is specifically the one that it's definitely better than.
It is certainly not better than Rogue One.
Honestly, I probably still would put it over 6, but that's about as far as high as I can go.
Absolutely not.
6 is not a great movie either.
Let's see, I put it above 8, above 2 for sure, above 3 because I hate 3. I put it about on par with episode 1. Yeah.
Very strange.
Because episode 1 is good if somebody went in and fixed all the bullshit. And I think episode 9 could be that too. But they didn't.
Yeah, episode 9 needs an extended version.
It needs an extended recut.
Yeah.
Desperately. So, I have so many problems with it.
Anyway, that's it for this time.
Yeah, we should probably do our shout-outs.
Next time,
about the movie.
Let's just do the fucking Impossible Lair and just end this game.
Oh, okay.
So, that's next time.
Hooray.
But, for now, let's do shout-outs. So why don't you go first?
Okay, my shout-out should be pretty obvious. It's going to everyone who hates episode 9. I'm not joking. If you hate episode 9, this shout-out is towards you specifically.
I'm not going to echo that shout-out because I think that people overhate episode 9. Like, ridiculously overhate episode 9.
And I support your decision to do that, so long as you don't come back and trying to say it's a good movie. Because it's not, and you're wrong.
People say that it's the worst one. It's not the worst one.
It is certainly not the worst one.
It's far from the worst one.
Episode 2 is the worst one.
Episode 2 or 8 or Rogue One. One of those three is easily the worst one.
Episode 2 or 8 are the worst ones. Rogue One is awesome.
No.
Top tier.
It is not.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And yes, I fully recognize that my issues with Rogue One are far worse in Episode 9. But I kind of forgive it a little more when they're actually Jedis. I'm willing to accept the space magic a little more. But
there were Jedis in Rogue One.
And I don't have problems with them. It's all of the other parts.
Hey, they could all
I even said that I think that the samurai thing is a cool idea for Jedis.
They could all be Jedis.
They are not.
Rogue One. You don't know.
They are not.
They could be Force sensitive.
They are not.
Maybe that's how he climbed up that elevator.
No, he did not.
Right? He used the Force.
He used the bullshit.
Same thing.
Yeah. No, I'm not willing to accept that. If they had at any point said something related to that in the movie, fine. They did not.
Oh, just like most of Episode 9? Where they don't say shit related to anything, and then it's just like, oh, hey, here's a thing.
I'm fine with that. Well, again, he's a Jedi. She's a Jedi. So it's fine.
Do it. Do it. Do you think when Palpatine had his...
When he was fucking?
When he was fucking, that he just kept saying, do it, over and over again?
Yeah.
I like to think so.
Let my jizz flow through.
I have a theory that Palpatine actually was banging Aunt Beru on the side.
Yes.
And that's how they got a kid. I like that theory.
Yeah.
Aunt Beru's the slut.
And then I said that he accidentally lightninged inside of her.
Yeah.
And it was like, whoops. Gotta kill the other guy too.
That's how the fire started.
And Luke's like, arr. Anyway, my shout out is going to the fourth composer of this game, because I've done a shout out to the other three. So shout outs to Dan Murdoch. He's an in-house Platonic composer. I don't really know his body of work, but honestly, I have not heard a bad song in this entire game.
So he's obviously doing something.
So right. Yeah, he's obviously doing something right. So yeah, shoutouts to Dan Murdoch. Clearly you've done a great job. I'll need to look up an actual list of who did what songs for this game, because I've been surprised before. So it should be fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's that. Next time, the Impossible Lair and possibly the finale. We'll see if I'm good enough to finish it.
So not the finale.
Yeah, we'll see. Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.